now. So we are live. Welcome to the one person viewing this. We're waiting for Joe. And we have a new player. Toby. Toby.
Hello.
What do you want to say about your character?
Toby is just a good, big, corn-fed man, you know, and he's here to heal the world with a smile on his face, and probably some traumatic experiences to come.
Oh, don't worry, yeah. It's like a month ago, we fought fucking the Thing. literally fighting Thing creatures. Killed mutant. Out comes this fucking weird ass fucking creature that fucking makes you basically makes it forces a fear roll from you every time it manifests from an enemy.
I hope I'm not the dude with the defibrillators from that movie, because I want my arms.
I would just like to point out that it's only really an issue if you don't have Jaded.
Yeah.
It's
Well.
what good characters do.
God. Well, I'll get the XP eventually.
Uh-oh. New player. New player syndrome. No step aside, no inescapable attack, no...
Well, he's a medic. I don't think he'll be doing much shooting.
Oh,
I got frenzy.
that's what they all say.
But yeah, I've got to step aside now, and I've got 2 weapon master now as well.
Ooh.
Double the attacks.
Yeah, I got 22,000 XP, and I was just like, what do I do with this?
We have a player who's a min-maxer in our group and a speedrunner of our campaign. His name is Tabi. He has the beginner package, the Sonic the Hedgehog speedrunning package. And it's step aside, leaping dodge, inescapable attack, infused knowledge, dodge of 50, and what else? What else, Aaron?
Well, considering the simple fact that I just had a panic attack to think that you actually forgot to add step aside.
Oh, jaded, yeah.
And I have a dodge of 61.
Do you have any of those talents, Burrito?
I have...
The step aside is probably the most important.
I got infused knowledge.
Ooh, okay, that's good.
And I just kind of went full intellect. I got total recall, conditioned intellect, superior Chirurgian.
Ooh. And let's see if you did the most important thing. Did you make a token? Yes, you did. I can't really make out what it is, but... Oh, it's some shit.
It is a breacher.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Let's,
So was he a Navy breacher at one point, huh?
I figured eventually he had to be. You know, somebody. You're just chilling in the med bay, and all of a sudden, yeah, orcs on board. Get the shotgun out.
Did you add the XP? Yeah, it seems like you did. You didn't upgrade your characteristics, though.
Yeah.
Okay. You have.
But
My bad.
I probably should, but...
Wait, you added 25 plus to intelligence, and you still only have 40?
No, I didn't, I kept the base character. I should probably update that to 65 now.
You need to change those numbers as well. I know that it's a little weird, but yeah, you have to change the drop-down menu and the number.
You are so right.
For it to be reflected in your rolls.
And then, bada bing, bada boom. There she is.
Let's take a look at your skills. This is also a skill-heavy game. So you... I see you do have some skills, but you've tagged it a little bit weird. When you picked dodge at the last skill level. Did you pay for all the steps?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then we do like this. Boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
So we select all of them. Like that.
Okay.
Good, good, good. Let's check out your skills. Dodge, commerce. He's got Leap Up, Nerves of Steel, Thunder Charge, Battle Rage, Frenzy, Coordinated, Rapid Reload, Total Recall. Okay. So a combat medic.
Yep, just a little bit of something.
Melee combat medic.
If I ever get into something, I'll at least have the ability to just frenzy, go in a direction, and hopefully live.
And you have a chain sword.
That is that.
Allows medikit, motion breathing. Breather flak out, okay. Ooh, combat shotgun with motion protector. Nice. Did you take the very rare item?
That was the motion predictor.
Okay. Looks good. Approved. And
Hooray!
You added your... No, you didn't add your fatigue. I can do it for you. It's gonna be... strength. You have 10 fatigue. If you ever drop to 0, you die.
That doesn't seem good.
I think it's...
I thought you have to go into your negatives to actually die.
Yeah, you have to go into negatives.
Well, dying in general is what the negative.
Well, no, I mean, like, you go basically to your hit points. So, like, in terms of negatives. But every time you take damage, you get, like, critical effects.
And then if you lose your fatigue, you will just insta-die. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, looks good, looks good. Do you have a story?
Not a very long one, other than legitimately just Toby. Just shows the Ospas are technically a long-lived noble family back even before the Great Crusade. They used to be like a dukedom almost. But then Big E shows up. Obviously, they kneel down to him, and we sort of through a couple of generations of poor political maneuvering, we're just kind of literally lowest rung nobles. Toby's fine with it. He likes farming, but obviously his dad is like, nah, we gotta get it up a notch. Sends Toby off to go join the Navy, try and become like some big Navy family. Toby is assigned to be a doc on the ship. He has to quickly learn how to not kill people when healing them, because most healing he's ever done is just giving Amasec to sick workers. And after a little bit, he got some feet to stand on, which it came in at a good time, because the one battle left the infirmary pretty loaded, and then there was an Inquisitor actually on the ship that was going to die, and Toby was in front of, and he was like, well, let's make sure he doesn't, and through a little bit of mangling got all his insides inside, and as either a reward or a punishment for how the treatment went, Toby kind of just got brought along for the Inquisition ride.
Nice. Were you born on Juno or some other place?
Wherever this agri, let's see, I haven't really come up with a name for the agri world, but wherever that is.
Okay. That's where you spend most of your life.
Yeah.
Chilling, relaxing, and playing some b-ball. I'm going to put you on the screen. Boom, boom. See if you can see the map of the Ascalon sector.
can.
You should see some agri worlds there. Cell is an agri world very close to Juno.
It's a good one.
Hanover,
Like the pretzels. That's a good one.
like the pretzels.
I can lock in the pretzels. I'll live where the pretzels are.
Okay. Then you're from Hanover. Next to Jubilus. That is very close to Juno. And we're on Juno right now, which is the main capital. So you can choose whether you've been to Juno before, maybe you've visited here, or not.
Let's see here. I've probably stopped here a couple times, yeah.
Go into Roll20 and press on the cogwheel. Then go to your name and change it to your character name / your Discord name.
That good?
That's it. Perfect. Very good. Let's see. Perfect. Okay. Do you guys want to wait for Joe, or do you want to start?
I'm quite happy to wait for 10 minutes or so.
Okay. Let's do it.
Because we kind of need him, to be honest.
Yeah. You really...
So yeah,
Do any of you have the tech use between you? Or security? No.
I got security.
Nice.
I have tech use.
Then you would probably be fine.
Well, I mean, I have intelligence 37, and I'm this level.
Security,
I
nothing.
was like,
Check use, nothing.
oh wait, I do have jaded.
No.
My character doesn't trust computers. Prefers books.
Yeah. Good. Then we wait. Tavi had to work today. Apparently.
You have not dodgy consignment of.
Hmm?
I said it's a chef not dodgy consignment of.
I actually did not understand a word that you said.
I said, is he shifting that dodgy consignment of whatever?
What? No.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can.
I think he just doesn't understand what a consignment.
No, it's like a. It's like consignment. It's like a task, isn't it?
I know, kind of, yeah.
Stuff that fell off the back of a lorry.
Hmm. Oh, you're hinting at him being a thief. Yeah, no, that's he's selling TVs to Romanians, and I told him he's gonna take a long time.
Oh, I'm about to say no. I'm about to say Romanians. No, it's Albanians over here that do sell coke.
Yeah. Oh, he's one of the few law-abiding Romanians in the world.
I refuse to believe it.
I know, but let's just pretend. We're all pretending here. It makes him really proud, you know. If we say, yes, I sell TVs, and we just say, oh, cool, nice. I sell the TV. Yes.
Okay, Tabby, whose TV?
In my TV shop that I repair. That's literally his story. It sounds a little dubious.
I actually like the fact that he's got one alcoholic working in the back and they have a...
Yeah. He said they have to keep a wine cork in the store because there's these drunks who come every day and they will get rid of them if they give them a wine bottle opener. And the whole story just sounds very, very suspicious to me. It's like a sketch. It's like a comedy sketch. He's repairing TVs and selling them. And then he gets his criminals in his store all day.
But yet, you know, whenever the world pillar turns into Fallout, he's going to be the one that survives.
Yeah, he pretty much already lives in Fallout.
He's gonna thrive.
Yeah.
I still think it's funny, the big bang in the background. I mean, what the fuck was that? It's a Transformers across the street. It's just gone on fire. Aren't you concerned? No, it happens all the time.
It's like a common occurrence. They don't know how to repair it. It just keeps exploding every day. It's amazing.
So funny.
I'll be right back.
Fuck off. I haven't actually tried this yet, so this shoots hip shot down the range. Okay. Sorry, I'm eating pizza, so
It's
I'm gonna mute myself.
Right, I'm back. Hey. So how old are you, Toby?
I just put 27 on Toby, and I was like, that looks right.
How old are you, Burrito?
I am 20. And
20?
we'll turn 21 later in the year.
I'm
Oh,
twice as old.
you'll be able to drink soon then.
Yeah.
I'm twice as old as you. Imagine living from birth and then to the age that you are now again. All over again.
I couldn't do that.
Imagine how long that is. That's incredible.
It's very long.
Yeah. It doesn't feel long. It's very quick.
Reliving the 2010s again would have been sick, though.
Well, reliving the 80s would be sick.
Wow.
The 2010s, things were already starting to go downhill. That was the beginning of the end. But it is, it was the best time that you've experienced, that's for sure.
Oh,
Probably will be. Unfortunately.
here's hope, you know.
Yeah. We can only hope. We can only hope that Joe will join us, so we don't have to sit here alone and be sad. Oh, Chris. Woe is me. How we age and falter away. Oh, I can feel my old bones ache. If anyone can tell me what game that is from, you will get a lollipop. The sleeper of the grove awakens. No?
You know, I got nothing. I'll be honest, I'm sad to say that.
Too bad, too bad. What kind of microphone do you have, Toby?
Just a small little razor siren thing. Nothing professional, I don't think.
Razor, Zyron, is it a condenser microphone?
These are a lot of words. I just kind of went to the store and looked at a microphone and said, yeah, that'll do. I know it's something from Razer.
Hmm.
It's a small one.
When I was a kid, Razer was like the elite brand that all the pros used.
Oh yeah.
It's like they made the best mouse. And we played Counter-Strike 1.3. Yeah. Counter-Strike 1.3, StarCraft 1, Warcraft 2. Those were the days. All the video games were cheap. The women were real. And the men. Don't even get me started on the men. Let's see what we have here. A 5-course meal. He's in the south. He's what do they eat in the south? Watermelon? In an hour? You fuck.
Meat for days. What is he? Is it a fucking barbecue?
That is typical style.
I was feeling. You can make it out like he was like just going to eat, then come immediately right.
Yeah. I'm just gonna eat for 2 hours. I'm just gonna eat for 2 hours. Oh, okay. And then I'll be on.
Oh, he's coming. He's coming. He's coming.
Fine, give me a moment.
We bullied him.
We bullied him into stopping his meal. Well, who eats for 2 hours? Is he a pig? Is he a wild boar?
That's the only thing I think of is like I said, that's the only thing I can think of is a fucking barbecue, because that would make sense. But
He's like a lion or something. He's eating a freshly caught animal in the wild with his bare teeth.
No,
I
no.
get that,
He's
though.
gone out. He's hunting the animal. He's then got to shoot it. Then got to gut it, hang it, smoke it.
Ah, of course. He's from the south.
I'm gonna say they do have a big problem. Do have a big pig problem in the south.
Oh yeah, I've seen them. They're shooting.
Those massive fucking ass wild pigs.
They're shooting the boars from helicopters and trucks.
Yeah, I mean, those beasts are fucking massive because they're not just boars. They're boars mixed with, domesticated pigs.
Yeah, we
Really?
have them up here. We have them. They're currently last sighted 1 mile from Inverness.
Jonas, named by Norwegians.
North Scotland. It's not Inverness is a city in the northern side of Scotland.
Yeah, it's named by Vikings.
Most likely, yeah.
Evenes, that's a Norwegian name.
But yeah, they are the size of a Mondeo.
Yeah, those fuckers are big. It makes sense why a lot of the mythology and like the boars are like.
It's
big
one of the
creatures.
scariest things to meet in the wild because they will kill you.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
they're a
that's
prey.
one-
They're a prey animal, and prey animals have no fight or flight instincts. It's either they'll fight to the death or they'll run for all hell. If they decide to fight to the death, they're not gonna run until they're not gonna leave until one of them is on the floor. You or the pig.
Yeah, what do you call it? One of my colleagues, Gemma, she goes out, deer hunting, and there's always 2 of them. And what do you call it? They have now, supposedly, it's a 2-shot pistol for in case they injure the boar and they have to shoot it in the head when it's on the ground. But I'm next to guaranteed that it's in case one shoots, misses, the other one shoots, misses, then the person that's carrying this pulls it out and shoots the other one in the leg.
Oh my god. Is that real?
No,
I was hoping I was going to
That's-
get
that's
15 minutes of
personal.
sleep.
this personal theory.
So you thought you were going to get 15 minutes of sleep? What are you, 40?
Oh, 50. I might as well be 40 because I worked a job of a fucking supervisor. I have new people, and for some reason, the boss gave him my number. So now I have him call me up
Just
at
block.
hours I'm supposed to be asleep,
Just put
asking me like, how can I do better? I'm like, I'll tell you tomorrow.
Yeah,
Don't phone me up whenever I'm sleeping, that's how.
you need to put your phone like
They
airplane mode
need
when
to
you go
pay you
sleep.
better to do shit like that.
They do actually. They do. I'm actually the second highest pay
Oh,
rate
good.
in the company
Good.
for some reason.
Oh,
But at the
that's
same
good.
time, I'm still in debt.
Okay, so
Aren't
what you
we
need
all?
to do is you need to take that extra money and buy yourself a new phone and lose the old phone and claim out insurance.
I'm actually like working to get a CDL so I can make like $1,000 to $1,200 weekly,
Damn.
and I won't be in charge of people anymore. I'll just be on my own.
Vibing.
Sounds like a dream.
Does sound like a dream.
Alright, so Joe, can you log on to Roll20?
Already on there.
Nice. Then I have no more excuses.
I mean, we did kind of bully you into finishing your dinner early.
Oh, I already finished. I was about to like be like, yes, 1 more hour and I should be okay to function as a human being.
We don't need you to function as a human being, Joe. We need you to function as a Skitari.
Yeah, that's already broken.
Well, if everyone is ready, we can begin. Chris, you didn't play last time,
No, I did not.
so we'll do a little summary. Do we have more than 4? No, we don't. Boom, boom, boom. I think that's everyone. Excellent.
I see we have a good boy.
We have Doggo with us.
The bestest of boys.
Yes.
Be right back in 2 seconds.
Pilgrim's Transept. So, all the buildings on the map that you're saying now? You're in the Pilgrim's Transept. It's a building where, so you're in the Ecclesiarchy, the home of the Ecclesiarchy on this planet. And there are several cathedrals there. One is for pilgrims. That's the one you chose to go into. And there you met Adentus, which is who is a preacher of the Ardenti Zealots. These are fanatical, loyal subjects of Saint Valerius, who is a local saint. I'm going to do a little summary of the story for a new player. So, Burrito.
Yes.
The way this game works is that when we play, everybody pays attention. As if we're sitting around a table in real life. It means no texting or browsing. Everyone is present in the game. The scenes as we play are action-oriented and assumed to play out in real time. Unless I say that we're doing a narrative out-of-character scene, where we can plan and do things out of real time. All you have to do in that instance, when we roleplay, is say what your character would say, or what he or she would do. Verbally expressing what they're saying, or describing their action to anchor them in the scene. Those are the two only things we do in roleplay. As time goes forward, it happens even if no one is talking. If you never say anything, the world revolves around you, and you're just standing there frozen in place. I, as the GM, this is not like a D&D session. You, as the players, drive the story forward. You decide where to go, when to go, and what to do. I don't have any plan for anything. If you want the party to move somewhere, all you have to do is say, we're going there. If someone doesn't speak up, then that's what you do. If someone speaks up, you might do something else. But don't hesitate to take charge. I won't change scenes for you or force the story forward. I won't change where you go or force you to go somewhere where the story is supposed to go forward. You should roleplay as if you are an actual acolyte in the Inquisition, trying to solve whatever problem is in front of you. That includes the ruthlessness and brutality of an acolyte, the fanaticism. Don't hesitate. There is no right or wrong thing. The right answer is to roleplay your character. Acolytes police each other sometimes, according to their fanatical beliefs. Think more Gestapo or Stasi, rather than individual agents. You're not anarchists on a power trip. You're sycophantic fanatics. That's the nature of an acolyte. That's at least how you begin, and how your story unfolds is up to you. As you play, the other factions move and do things around you. You can use Imperial assets or the Inquisitor's influence, but all overt actions runs the risk of hurting your subtlety score. And your subtlety score is what the game revolves around. There is no direct path for you to take. Your choices determine how things progress. Some examples that you can take as a player, of actions you can do. You can walk around in the city, search for clues, interrogate people, get help from local authorities, sneak out at night, alone, together, infiltrate any home or facility, alone or with a group. You are like special agents. This is what you do. You're spies. Okay, you're not... Yeah, you're spies. You can build a base of operations. If you feel like it's too threatening, too dangerous. I don't balance encounters for you to overcome. There are enemies, and some of them can totally annihilate you. If you have a defensive position and you have some allies and your chances are better of surviving, then that's what happens. You can take hostages, you can interrogate people, you can go anywhere, hurt anyone. Nothing is stopping you. You can search the administrator for records, information, or you can just knock down doors and go in guns blazing. There is no cue that I will give you for when to do things. You are meant to be elite agents of the Inquisition, and your determination and judgment is epic. Every encounter is improvised. Some encounters with certain factions could be impossible, where the only option is to run. You are on Juno, the main capital in the Ascalon sector. You've been sent here by your Inquisitor, Castor Typh. There is a warp storm destroying the sector that is threatening to spread to the entire Imperium and to destroy all of humanity. It is intertwined with Xenos and at least the Eldari, perhaps other Xeno races. You are of the Ordo Xenos of the Inquisition, and you are trying to end the pandemonium. The Inquisitor has tasked you with this. There is some conspiracy on Juno. The entire investigation has led to this place through the old books and archives of an old sage called Deruli. You are trying to find out who of the many important people on Juno are involved in keeping this conspiracy going that is, according to Deruli and the best guess of your Inquisitor, keeping the pandemonium alive. And he thinks that there is a solution to it. You're investigating everyone and anyone. No one is innocent. As you walk around in the ecclesiarchy on Juno, you note that the ecclesiarchy has been centered around a local saint called Valerius. Valerius, according to the legends, defended Juno and thus the sector against a hidden threat from beyond. And he drove it underground and had an epic battle and one last stand against this enemy, this unknown enemy, and is worshipped by the people here. There are legends, there are statues to him, and old scripts, and you can see lots of unique rooms in the Pilgrim's Transept. The list of rooms are in the top left. You are walking around, you're being shown around by a zealot preacher. You've been welcomed by the cardinal, the arch-cardinal Harus. He is busy, but he knows that you're here, and you're undercover as arbitrators. So you're pretending to be arbitrators. On this planet, they're called the Vigil, because your Inquisitor has made a deal with the Vigil, with the arbitrators, to keep you undercover. So he thinks that you're regular Vigilites, arbitrators, here to inspect and look at the Pilgrim's Transept. The arbitrators are limited in what they can do on this planet because of the political maneuvering of the prefects. So the people there think that you're on a standard mission from Wilhelm, the chief of the arbitrators, and they don't, of course, suspect that you are Inquisition, which would be a lot more serious for them. Infinitely more serious. Because when the Inquisition shows up, heads roll, nobody's innocent, and horrible, horrible things can happen. So you're secretly the Inquisition in the ecclesiarchy compound, and right now you're in the Pilgrim's Transept, a visitor location for pilgrims. As you walk around, you take note of the smell of incense The glowing candles, the beautiful surroundings, chandeliers, old paintings and murals. You walk around in these hollowed halls and you see old paintings of Valerius, texts and relics. You've seen all the rooms in the Pilgrim's Transept. You haven't walked into them yet. But Ardentus, the zealot preacher, is now standing next to an altar, and he's just reading a book to himself. You're free to wander around. There are a few visitors there, some people praying on the benches around you. And that's where we begin. Toby, you've been dispatched from Vesuna Regis, the main capital in Juno. And we're going to say that you arrive just as the rest of the players are relaxing in the cathedral. You'll hear the doors open with a creak, and in walks Toby in a dark cloak. He walks up the middle of the aisle. You received a message that you will receive reinforcements as Toby walks up to you. And Toby, we do a thing at the beginning of the session where we describe our characters visually. So what do they see when you approach?
You see, when you walk, a very sort of bulky man. If a person could be a square, that's kind of approximately the look he's got going right now. I imagine he's got pretty much. I don't know if the Vigilites have a uniform that the rest of the squads wear. Yeah, that's what he's got on. You know, kind of. It's a little bit too tight around him, but you know, it's probably the size they had. Just a nice, random, just normal brown hair, rugged, kind of messy, but a normal looking guy. And then he's just gonna walk up to them wherever they are, relaxing, and just be like, "Boarding in, reinforcements. Nice to meet you. I'm Toby Aspa."
Awesome. And Nova.
Nova is a lady, about lower 5 foot, like 5'2", 5'3". She's good looking, but not like the kind that you would distract or like bring undue attention. Like, right, see her and be like, oh, she's nice looking, and just carry on with your day. She's currently dressed as a Vigilite. You'll see 2 swords at her side, as well with a pistol and a sniper on a pistol on her hip, and a sniper rifle on her back. She looks pretty skinny, but it's often quite deceiving for her life and flexible strength.
Beautiful. Zeta.
You see a red cloaked figure with a. Whenever you look at their face, quote unquote, all you see is just 2 glowing blue bows of the Mechanicus, and just underneath the cloak you can see Tempest armor modified for the Mechanicum. You see that it has been battered. His cloak is not as brilliant as most things, but you can see that the blessings of the machine has kept him alive. Oh, and beside him is a cybermassive. Kind of old looking too.
Does Doggo have any visible wounds? I mean, he's been alive for a while.
Yes, he has scars here and there. Part of his jaw is missing, which has been promptly replaced with cybernetics, of course. In fact, he's missing a foot here and a foot there. His tail's completely gone. You can see a hint of machine underneath the fur. Like they literally like cut open his skin, did something, folded it back. Now it's like hanging off a little bit.
Awesome. And Morgan, are you back?
Yep. So as you approach the rest of the group, you'll see Morgan slightly apart from the rest of them. But as she stands up and the novice cloak that was provided to them by the confessor sort of falls down slightly, you can actually see that going from the top, she is wearing a black hood, which covers most of her face. As she lifts her head, you can actually see that her mouth has been stitched closed. She has a leather choker round her throat, which you can just about make out a small personal vox caster coming from it. As she basically walks towards you, you can see that she's quite a tall woman. No visible weapons or at all on her person. And as she holds out her hand and says, "Welcome," as you touch her hand, you can feel the best way to describe it is like a coldness sort of slowly seeping into your brain.
The ceiling above you is high and shadowy. As you look up, you can just see the shimmering light from the painted windows and murals above. Old banners swaying overhead, and a relic displays several lining some of the walls. Some of them are glowing faintly, others just dim. And there are pilgrims standing around you, slowly making their way between the shrines, some of them kneeling by old reliquaries. And the air smells of burnt incense and cold stone. You look around and you can hear distant chanting. A choir is praying somewhere. The echoes spread through the halls and reach you in this giant chamber. Not from speakers, but from someone singing. Somewhere deep in the building. It feels like the kind of place where sound echoes more than it perhaps should. It is almost hypnotic as you stand there and look at Adentus. And the dim glow from the candles illuminate them in this deep reddish orange glow. Very warm and soothing. As you look around, you can see little particles floating in the air from the shimmering light from the windows. That's where we can begin. And I will hand it over to you.
Toby's gonna, return Morgan's kind of handshake. Give a kind of almost instinctual, firm grip handshake, but like a very unsteady nod at the weird feeling that felt like. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh, sorry, I was muted. She will basically give you a brisk nod and say, "So, you're, as you say, our reinforcement. Are you versed in the ecclesiarchy?"
It's not. I'm not studied now. I'll reply.
Well, hopefully our little tin man here has managed to fix the computer up to an adequate standard that we can get something from it.
The computer is responding.
Let's hope it does more than respond.
It will respond. It will not do anything more than that.
So, how do we proceed? Who wants to split up and see what we can find out about this place?
I'll be here with with a cogitator.
I shall go and have a look, see if I can glean any information from these books.
Yes, go.
Does anyone wish to accompany?
Toby will just kind of look around and be like, well, best to follow the people who know what they're doing, and I'll be like, I can come along.
Try not to summon a demon.
With a slight lift of her eyebrow, she'll just say, I promise nothing.
Sorry, I missed. Where are you going?
I am just about to say, I am going to the first room, which is full of relics.
Alrighty. So you will wander into the halls. You'd assume that all of you move together unless you say otherwise.
Zeta's going to stay right by the cogitator, see where you can fish out of it.
So you're now standing in the main hall, you're not near the cogitator.
Yeah, I'm just going to be right by the cogitator.
You can find your way back there if you want.
Yeah.
But so let's say you move
I'll
to
come
that
over.
place. So you're going to walk over to a chamber and you will see a little placard next to it that says Shrine of the Unblinking Saint. It's very deep within the Pilgrim's Transept. And you look at the door, it is sealed. So while he referenced the room, it is locked. It also seems to have been sealed. It's a big old wooden door. And a pretty simple seal, and of course the door is locked as well. Aaron.
I was under the impression that we were given full access to this basilica.
Seems otherwise.
He did mention that the room is sacred.
And she'll stand there for a moment, and then we'll carry on to another room.
Kopiaspo will be in a brisk pace behind her.
Says, just muttering to yourself, there's no point in causing a scene, and will instead go to that's sealed as well.
The lock didn't seem very sophisticated, by the way. It didn't seem like they were locked to keep people out, more like a we're closed type of lock.
Yeah, she'll still carry on. And instead we'll go to meet Zeta at the cogitator.
The senior shrine keeper antechamber.
Yes, that's correct. Yep.
Okay. When you walk in, you will see a quiet antechamber used by senior shrine keepers to process special access petitions, intercessory requests from visiting dignitaries. Everything is cobblestone and old stone, some of it faded. The walls are lined with parchment-stamped drawers, brass-studded permit cabinets, a long broken cogitator terminal, temporarily working again because of Beta's efforts, partially wired to the central archive pillar, flickering with this red whitish light that is very disturbing in this otherwise dark chamber. You see intermittent access to decades-old records of the Ecclesiarchy.
What do we have here?
And just as Morgan actually goes up, she's going to look over Zirabeda's shoulder and basically go on to the Vox and say, everyone just act normally, and will open her mind up to see if there's any sort of psychic resonance or anything like that going on, which would give her a hint on where to look.
You will hear footsteps in the hall. Someone is following you.
In Mechanicus slang, Zerabeda's gonna look behind. He's like, "I'm acting normal, bitch." The one that's not normal.
Your normal is not exactly normal.
This mechanical slang. You just heard a printer and fax machine going off.
Oh. I agree.
Suddenly, a bald man appears at the door. It is Sardentus. A towering, gaunt figure with pallid skin, cracked with this strange-looking amulet on his neck. He is wearing a crimson ecclesiarchy robe. He lifts his chin, looks in, sort of leans his head through the door. Is everything all right?
Not entirely. I believe that we were supposed to have access to the entire facility.
He seems kind of taken aback. Not all of it.
Well,
there are
obviously,
chambers there that even the Archcardinal can't access. Why would you presume that you have access to that?
I assumed that we were given access to it to carry out security checks. What can I say? I stand corrected.
Do you have any suspicion to warrant this intrusion?
No suspicion, but that doesn't circumnavigate the fact that there could be bad actors that wish to gain access through areas that haven't been checked in 5, 6, how many years?
Roll a charm test. You get a +10 if you have any lore in Ecclesiarchy.
Not Ecclesiarchy, no. This is going to be horrendous. Failure minister.
You can't have 0 charm. Surely. That's impossible.
When's the last time you saw a charming psyker?
I have.
They're usually batshit insane.
Oh, wait. Yeah, you don't have charm trained and you have 20 fellowship. No, you do have 0 charm. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
You have 0 charm. He's going to look at the rest of you and go, well, that certainly is a unique request. If any of the rest of you have any questions, I'll be in the main hall. He takes another look over his shoulder, very curious at what you're doing. Then he wanders off. With each step, his staff hits the stone with a reverberating sound.
Zerabeda's just gonna like wave him off, like fuck off, as he's like messing with the computer or the cogitator.
You get an inspiration point. He disappears down the hall. Zeta, you are accessing an old, very old cogitator. this for a century. You're trying to read it and access it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
you can see records going back hundreds of years. There are requests here from dignitaries, important people, basically. People asking for access in different ways. Now, keep in mind, the ecclesiarchy, they keep all kinds of relics. Anytime someone finds something on the moon, it's like a Xeno artifact, we don't know what to do with this thing, they take it in. This is heresy, we will take care of it. We will enshrine it, encapsulate it, and protect it from the world. Anything dangerous, anything unlawful, anyone important wanting to access something historical would go through the ecclesiarchy. So there is just countless records there of people requesting and looking at artifacts and delivering artifacts, getting rid of them, etc., etc. You look through the names of the people. Are there any names that you would like to look up in particular, or any group of people, or any event or any association with something?
Any associations with the... you know what? I'm just going to call up... Xavier's going to call up... what's his face? God, I haven't played forever. What's the pilot's name again?
Jericho?
Jericho, yeah.
Okay. You take out your wax bead and try to...
Yeah, you'll call Jericho through the Vox.
Alright. You will hear some static. Then finally his voice. Yes, Father.
Jericho, there is a cogitator here, listing many, many names from the past. From a dusty old cogitator. Do you have any names you wish that I may intrigue myself with?
You hear some static for a while and then... I don't know what you're looking for, but I guess you should look for records regarding the counselors.
Oh, good. Just going to look up the counselors real quick.
You'll hear a sigh from the back, and then what he called the picking up some paper, and then a note being handed to you which says Ardantine Records.
Now you do have a brain. He's going to look up the Dante records.
Okay.
Your brain was filled with disgusting warp creatures.
Very good. So the Ardentes records themselves, the leaders of the Ardenti, there are a few who you've heard of. In particular, there are some notable leader, preacher, who just showed you around. He's a notable character. There's Archcardinal Harris, of course. It's also very important. There's an exiled savant who was worshipped for a while, who saw a lot of secret things here in the ecclesiarchy, things underground. And he was exiled. He's named Juno the Guild. Finally, there is cathedral confessor who was semi-exiled as well. He has a large following. He was seeing a lot of truths that the people there didn't want him to see, and then they started worshipping him. And he was hit by some kind of infection, started developing superhuman strength, incredible abilities, still kept his faith, but he changed, and more of the people who followed him. They also became outcasts in the ecclesiarchy, and now he wanders around the ecclesiarchy, a former cathedral confessor, now sort of semi-outcast. Ahud Machin is his name. So, searching the records of these people, you will find an entry, a doctrinal side record with a commentary on one of the characters you're searching for. It is very complicated, and it contains a lot of commentary back and forth from a former observer, and the language is very obscure. You can read this to the rest of the group, and any of you can attempt a Forbidden Lore Inquisition test. -10.
He will relay all that he's read back to the rest of everyone within the party through via Vox.
This machine is operated with cranks, punch cards, rolling wheels. There's like a squeaking sound. The text literally moves as you roll the wheel. And you see this like old text in binary. And you translate it as it runs down the screen.
Yeah, anytime anyone tries to touch it, his Mechadendrite will smack their hand immediately.
If none of you have Inquisition, you can roll a logic test at -30.
Give me a second.
Forbidden Lore Inquisition or logic -30.
I'm not going to even attempt that. It'd be 0.
4 additional.
Ooh.
Nice.
You read the binary code. You immediately identify this as a former Ordo Redacta observer. In fact, there are several coded references here that you recognize from the Ordo Redactus. Noting that Ahud Machin's dreams align with an investigation into the tower's hum, described in initial structure-exposed logs. They're investigating Ahud Machin, who is developing a strange resonance with a sound coming from deep within the tower. A sealed room. There is something tying Ahud to this. There is also a note on Ardentus the Real. A similar coded redactor note.
I see. Lots of notes. Ordo Redactus.
Any of you can do a Scholastic Lore Imperial Creed -30. The records is just a maze. You have to really know what you're looking for.
I shall use infused knowledge.
-30.
Will somebody help me with infused knowledge? Does anyone have that?
I don't. What do you call the
Toby.
does? He's on the phone. I'm sure he'd help you out.
Plus one. That's a minus 20 for you.
Let's do it. Shall use my inspiration.
Yes.
Do it. You can do it. I believe.
Fired. Damn.
God damn.
Ah.
Stupid metal man.
Well, you do read that there is some kind of note saying the fourfold covenant of union by blood, voice, hand, and vision, only through which. And then the rest of the text is splintered and doesn't make any sense. You try to piece it together. There's a note regarding Ardentus the Real. It fades from your interest after a while. You can't piece it together.
There's a lot of nonsense about somebody's lunch of how delectable it was. I don't need that.
Awesome. You get an inspiration point.
Why is there a grocery shopping list in here? Who needs
Finally.
that many apples?
Finally, there are some notes regarding the counselors who Jericho advised you to look into. There's a sealed intercession request. And there is actually a retrieval code. It's pretty standard, but you would have to know it. You have to be intimately acquainted with the administratum. So you can try a scholastic lore bureaucracy test, any of you. Minus 20. Scholastic lore bureaucracy.
I'm sure I can assume I'm going to get that help again with infused knowledge.
You meld your brains together. I'm trying to look into it.
4 additional.
Ooh. Very nice.
Yes,
Not
politics, donuts.
There is a counselor who was here recently. Most of the records seem to have been scrubbed. Someone didn't want you to look into the counselor's records. There's been clear deletion attempts here, so lots of records are missing. But Titus Palabres has repeatedly intervened to deny a Horde machine any contact with outside ecclesiarchs. Despite repeated approval by the shrine keepers, Titus intervened again and again to deny a Horde any contact with the outside.
Okay.
So for some reason, Titus Palambres was doing this.
Interesting.
You only find this because of the repeated nature of it, almost like every week.
Denied.
But Titus intervenes and denies Aod any contact. And then you see that it becomes less and less frequent. It seems like Aod retreats and disappears. This again was a confessor who developed some strange symptoms and then seemed to go underground. Had a large following, was outcast, and then disappeared.
Sounds like Inquisition work.
Sorry, just out of curiosity, who was that? It was Pembrius, was it?
Titus Palambres.
Yeah, Palambres, yeah. He's been doing something
I couldn't have 2 minutes just to break.
Yeah, we can take a 2-minute break and then return.
Yeah, if you want. If that's...
Well, I am back at least.
I never left.
I was always Are you back, Aaron? No, he's not. Alright, we lost our tech priest. Damn. Well, he did the important work. And he logged off. Yeah. He opened the cogitator and then he had to go.
Well, route changing to be talk to priests.
Yeah.
Especially ecclesiastical priests.
Yeah. Well, I mean, all of you are gathered around the cogitator. You take your time. You can pretty much do anything. No one is bothering you. There's no time issue, so you can explore any place you want. Let me know. Toby and Nova, what do you want to do?
Well, that's a question. Where do we go from here? Yeah, where do we go from here? I guess we can question the
I know you two have the more overall grasp of what we're looking for.
I missed a few sessions.
Don't worry.
I'm also a bit clueless.
So you're investigating. You're in the ecclesiarchy right now. You didn't choose to go here for any specific reason. I think it was just a decision made because
we had to choose a counselor.
Yeah,
it was a decision to see whether or not we could actually find anything in regards to psychers or what this trade is. that seems to come from here.
Right.
So it is what exactly that is, what exactly the...
I'm trying to remember who Titus Palbrace is. Is that one of the councillors?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. There are 7 counselors, and he's one of them.
Now we've got evidence that he was preventing a professor from reaching the outside whilst he was developing some sort of strange disease. I mean, not totally evil. He has an unknown disease. That's a perfect good reason to keep him contained. But I think we should investigate about more of this confessor. See who he was. Did he know anything important?
Which confessor is that?
Professor Adhod Mekan?
Ahud.
Ahud. Okay, Ahud.
Yeah, he's the one that seems to be able to cure the mutants. There seems to be mutants are seeing him as, well,
Savior?
a bit of a savior sort of group.
I mean, if they make them human, then clearly he's blessed by the God Emperor. That is, of course, he's not using some xenotech to do it.
Well, if someone wants to speak to the Cardinal, we could actually tell him that he seems to be this messiah figure for mutants. And in the... Mm-hmm.
Are we?
That one there.
He had a... he was surveillancing you. You chased him through the streets. You chased him through a window. And he said... Which is what you just did.
Yeah, when he did.
Changed when I started speaking, is what he told you. See what changed when I started speaking. And then he... Yo.
You wouldn't figure that the ecclesiarchy gave him the disease, would you?
Maybe. Possibly. Perhaps we should talk to someone then that knew him. Because he gave us a lead doesn't mean he's on the side of the Emperor.
Yeah.
Well, I'd love to help charm the Cardinal into actually sort of seeing what he would like to actually sort of tell us about Ahud. But I have a feeling that probably could go quite badly.
It could. Especially with you around. The ecclesiarchy doesn't really like psychers.
Yeah, but they don't know. Sort of, maybe, possibly.
Have you seen yourself?
Yeah, you kind of gave off that look.
It's okay, I'm one of the good ones.
For now.
There's good ones?
There is no good ones, just ones that are useful and ones that are not.
So I would suggest that someone with a modicum of charisma...
that would probably be me then.
Yeah.
Maybe has a chat with him, see what we can actually sort of find out in regards to Ahud. Why he's not being allowed to actually sort of speak out. Why the Cardinal hasn't actually stepped in. And also, yeah, what can he tell us about him being a savior to the mutant kind? And maybe also sort of say that, there is potential mutants running around the place and they probably really don't like you. So just, help us help you.
Sounds like a sound plan for me. To me.
Do a perception test, not awareness, perception.
All of us?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, buddy.
Perception.
Not good rolls today.
You get a -10.
Oh, that's
Right, I'm going to inspiration that because this is ridiculous. I want to make one roll today.
that's a success with 2 degrees.
Nova, your especially honed skills, and Morrigan, your supernatural ability to perceive your surroundings. You both perceive something wrong as you're about to exit the room. There's a banner with an eye, and it begins to shift slightly. You feel an airy stillness. As you look out, there is darkness. In the hallway, the hair stands on your body, like an ominous sign. You feel that something is off. Heightened senses.
I'm going to reach out my mind and see if there's any psychers about.
No, none.
Okay.
Just walk around. Anything? Witch?
Well, there's no witches. But that doesn't mean there's not a heavily armed guy with a gun.
She draws one of her swords.
And with that, she will do a rather mocking bow and make a sign of after you.
What order do you walk out the door?
Probably Nova first. Probably
Toby will follow secondly, I guess. Warily, of course.
Got it.
So I'm bringing up the rear.
Yeah.
Notice, understood. You can feel someone watching you, Morrigan. But you can't see anyone.
Would it be of the supernatural kind? Which?
The hair stands on your body, it's unmistakable. You feel a sudden wave of dread.
There's definitely something here. Don't quite know where. And with that, she's just going to stop and stand very, very still.
Toby's gonna kind of pause his gait and just look back to Morgan. Be like, see something?
You're in a dark hallway, cobblestone walls. There's just a few candles burning. There's these dancing shadows and orange, yellow light.
Whatever's out there, show yourselves. I know you're watching us.
I don't seem too talkative.
Not a sound. Dead quiet.
Gotta have a look at the candles to see if they're actually giving any indication of any, like if anything has been opened, you know, any sort of indication of where there could be a breeze or something like that coming from.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Let's move forward. Weapons ready.
I put my chainsaw and just have that out. Continue with the gate.
She's going to try to reach out with her mind again to see if she can actually feel anything.
Feel any soul.
No. Nothing.
Moving then.
Hmm.
Find the cardinal.
With this, she's actually going to turn back and walk back and have a look at that banner again. And
It's
basically
still, completely still.
Gonna lift it up.
You lift
See
it
if
up
we should-
and you look underneath it. Do a security test.
-5.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
I was gonna see her go back and just once again he's always checking the back line, so he's gonna walk back to the room with her and just be like, wait, you looking for something?
Felt there was maybe something like a hidden passage, but there doesn't seem to be anything here.
There's nothing here then. Figure we keep the formation tight, make sure that we don't get, if there is somebody watching us looking to come from the shadows, let's not get too separated, I guess.
Indeed. Yeah, so just go back to the hallway and just start marching down it.
You will continue down the hallway, walking past several chambers.
Let's find the cardinal.
Or we could check these chambers.
Are we gonna search the whole building?
No. It could take a while, but we know that the hood seems to be under the basilica. Perhaps it's one of his gentlemen keeping an eye on us.
Possibly. But I'd rather just get to the cardinal, talk to him, and fucking leave. Or, if we have to, go into the basement.
Well, you are the senior acolyte, so I shall defer to your position.
Keep moving then. Let's try and find this cardinal, so we can talk to him.
You keep walking through halls, around and around, and minute after minute passes.
Does it all feel the same? Like we're going around in circles?
We know where this cardinal fella is, guy. We've been walking for a bit.
Some sort of temporal displacement.
You finally arrive back into the main hall.
Well, that was certainly interesting. Well, boys may as well go speak to the cardinal.
Yes. You may want to stay a bit back. Maybe perhaps read his thoughts whilst we talk to him.
Well, I shall stay at the back and try to look inconspicuous.
Your mouth is sewn shut, that's pretty conspicuous.
I'll lower my head.
Just look around, look busy. You do your magic.
It's a little bit more complicated than magic.
Just do your thing, witch.
As the senior acolyte orders.
Okay, she'll approach the cardinal.
There is no cardinal here.
Oh, wait, yeah. Andreas Deveril? Andreas Deveril?
Oh, the preacher.
Yeah, let's talk to him.
Oh. Yeah, there is no cardinal anywhere near you.
Talk to him then. He seems he's the only person here.
Sorry.
Oh, there are plenty of pilgrims.
Oh, we don't want to talk to pilgrims. We want to talk to a member of the ecclesiarchy. We discussed this.
He seems to be reading a book in peace.
Excuse me.
He looks up from his book, slowly closes it. Yes?
I was hoping to ask you a few questions.
I don't really have time for questions. Anything in particular?
Do you know of a former priest of Ahod Mekin?
Oh, and why would you be looking for him? Has he done something wrong?
Not quite. Just looking for more information on him, a bit of his background.
The confessor towers over you. Sorry, not the confessor, the preacher. He's quite tall. He again has a strange amulet around his neck. You've never seen anything like it. It shimmers and shifts. And he raises an eyebrow. Well, I don't see why you would be looking for him if he hasn't done anything wrong. I'm just curious. Why?
We're not looking for him, we're just looking for more information about him.
Well, he approved some expeditions that were not sanctioned by the Archcardinal, and he hasn't been welcomed in this hall since. I don't know where he is at the moment. He has fallen from grace, as they say.
Expeditions for what?
Something about a crypt. He kept speaking about voices, a sanctum, frozen holographs, a chamber. All nonsense. I think perhaps he spent too much time praying. His mind simply broke one day, and he could never stop speaking about the voices. It has happened before, and it's an unfortunate side effect of what some of us have to do here.
Are you sure it's madness? One could say it's visions from the Emperor himself.
We can't be the final arbiter of that, but it seems unlikely. His visions didn't provide any use to us.
Was he crypts under the planet?
I am not sure. Apparently had a dream of metal tombs. A heresy, in other words. We, from time to time, have to clean up the streets. Some of our preachers go mad. Chaos, unfortunately. None of us are immune to chaos.
No, certainly not.
You'll hear the Vox click on, and very quietly in your ear, you'll hear Morgan's voice asking whether or not we can have access to the Immolation Archive.
Would it be possible for us to get access to the Immolation Archive?
The Immolation? Well, I don't exactly know what you mean. Well, yes, but why?
There are devotional scripts which we have found during the course of our investigations on the actual hive itself. We want to make sure that they did not come from here. And that
strange. The Immolation archives contain centuries-old texts. It seems odd that they would be involved in any investigation, Your Honor. Well, do a deceive test. Any of you can do this.
I'll do it.
As long as you've been speaking this interaction.
Do you want to assist?
In other words, you, Nova, and Morgan.
Are you assisting, Mario?
Yeah, I'm assisting. Sorry, I thought... Am I hitting mute again? Sorry.
Is that right? Assist is a plus... I forget.
Plus 1? Your voice sounds great, Aaron, by the way.
Plus what?
Plus 10.
Plus 10.
Plus 10, that's it.
So you have a total of 0.
Total 0, okay. Oh, yes.
He raises an eyebrow and goes, well, I suppose there's nothing wrong with that. I would appreciate if you lock the door when you're finished.
What's...
No one has been there for quite a while. Follow me. Adventer steps off the vault, or the pillar he's standing on, and walks through the chamber. As he walks, the candles sway behind him. There's these dust clouds in the air that sort of sway behind him as the glow from the candles illuminate the air. He walks up to an old door, and you hear an old keychain come out from his robe. He rattles it and then opens this huge wooden door. the doors swing open, and you enter a room that is a fireproofed vault. He opens another door, and then you stand before a devotional a room containing devotional material. He looks at you, nods. Oh, that should be it then. Let me know when you're finished.
Most appreciated.
Ardentus leaves.
Gives him a bow.
The room contains burned devotional materials that survived holy purges, prayers denied by some, texts and doctrinal inconsistencies, and items that once failed purity tests. Most of it is behind glass. You see a soot-covered archivist wandering into the room. He has a gray beard, an old gray brown cloak. He walks in and looks at you. Pilgrims.
Other manner of speaking, yes.
He nods, walks over to an old piece of parchment. Begins reading to himself. As you look around and explore the room, there are several books here, important tomes and old texts. Do any of you have Forbidden Lore or Inquisition?
No.
No.
Then most of the text that you see here won't make any sense to you. It just seems like normal records of the ecclesiarchy. You just glance at most of it. There are old parchments just wrapped up and put into these stone shelves. You look through most of them and they don't make much sense to you, but any of you can do a scrutiny test. There is a display of unfit prayer scrolls. Prayer scrolls that were rejected. Look through them.
Definitely. Yeah, you can look through them.
You can do a scrutiny test at -10.
Okay, well that's a 1 additional success.
Nice.
That's a success with 3 additional.
Excellent. You look through these old rejected prayer texts. One of them is stamped erasure from a counselor Raphael Thought, marked for destruction under doctrinal deviation. The scroll is a plea from a lay priest, warning that the Ardenti light sings too loud. There are echoes, not ours. Someone must reach out. They are singing too loudly. The echoes are not ours.
That's curious.
The lay priest was later declared insane. And Raphael Thought, who was operating here at the time, one of the counselors, marked his texts for doctrinal deviation to be destroyed.
He's going to try and pocket that into one of her her clothes. Do a sleight of hand. See if the old man notices.
Oh, he's quite blind, or almost blind. Completely in his own world. He does not even see you.
He's not paying attention at all. Okay.
Oh no.
So she'll put that into like a under a coat, kind of like in a pocket. That seems interesting. I'll give that to someone who actually might know what that means. back at base. Is that the only thing of note?
In the unfit prayer scrolls, there seems to be others there. Several rejections from Thorch, suppressing internal warnings about these echoes that are not theirs, quote unquote. The rejections come from some of the priests and preachers as well, but it seems to stem from Raphael himself.
Once is a coincidence.
Mm.
Twice is starting to become a pattern.
You walk around and explore the room in general, and you can do any of you can do an awareness test.
Awareness, yes. And negative.
I will always let you know if there is a negative. So nope, flat.
Oh, I'm gonna re-roll that.
Mm-hmm.
There. Oh god, that's a good roll.
Ooh boy, oh boy. Degrees. Well,
But yeah, success of 8 degrees. Yeah.
I'm gonna say this, Nova. Your training.
Senses are well attuned.
Yeah, it leads you to believe that there's something hidden here. You go about searching the walls.
You feel that?
You lift up every banner you see. You do it very smoothly. You just pull bookshelves aside, look behind them, look under covers, look under everything. Beneath a scorched shelving unit. Again, this is a historical record. It is a relic. You just very subtly just pull it slightly aside. Behind it, obfuscated by an old banner, there's an old elevator panel that has been deactivated and painted over. You scratch it and reveal that it is an elevator panel. Next to it, you will see an old cargo elevator.
I think I just found something. Come here, help me move this.
Of course, I go in and be the muscle, help out.
You move it very carefully to the side, revealing an old elevator.
I'll take a look at the panel.
The panel is deactivated. You look at the circuitry. You can easily open this, just slide it to the side, it opens to the left. As you pull it up, there are wires, a little circuit board. You can attempt to repair it. The wires have simply been pulled out.
Alright, sure, I'll attempt to repair it. Tech
Do
use.
a tech use test. You get a -10.
Okay. Oh, damn. Fuck it, I'll use another fate to reroll it. I think that'll make it a 0, won't it? Because... Wait.
You again feel something behind you, like you're being watched. You connect the wires, and you hear a low hum Lights begin filling the interior of the elevator, powering it. It is now fully powered.
When she gets that feeling again, she's going to see if she can see anything. Like, is there Solo Skull following them or something?
No.
Don't like that feeling. But down we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know anything, but down we go. All right.
Hey, nothing ventured, nothing gained.
They already see. I mean, they're already looking at us. You know.
You get an inspiration point, Chris, as you walk into the elevator. Do you just walk in and then press a button?
Well, she went for the others to join her, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
If they
Do a little looks over the shoulder. Make sure the blind guy's still blind.
Well, he's still blind, but he's beginning to look in your direction. And you don't know much the noise the elevator makes.
Quickly hop in the elevator and just maybe he'll just bump his head against, the bookshelf when he's trying to investigate over here.
The doors of the elevator, the metal grate closes. And you hear this sound as you're lowered down and down and down. The old man turns around. Who's there? Hello? The last thing you see is him with a candle in his hands, grayed eyes, as he begins wandering towards the elevator. Then you just see darkness.
Alright. Let me draw out one of their swords, just in case.
You descend lower and lower and lower until finally...
Oh, this is what you were testing.
Finally, you descend into a dark, dark chamber. Arched stone roof. As far as you can see, there are these crypts around you. And it is quite quiet down here. You can't really hear anything, any noise. The arched stone pillars lead further into this dusty crypt. The crypto filled with crypts, and it is barely lit.
Like I say, Nova has photo contacts, so she can see. She has the dark sight trait.
It would probably look like this bright light in a cone straight ahead of you, and wherever you look, there's this crushed stone dust in the air. Some of the crypt's ceiling has collapsed. Some of the archways are collapsed as well, and you see heavy stone coffins stacked up against the wall. A huge hallway leads to a burial vault. The rows upon rows of old crypts.
Does anything look like the dust has been disturbed somewhat recently? Like people have been walking through here, possibly at some point in the recent past.
Do you walk further in?
Yeah, she'll walk further in.
Okay.
She can see in the dark.
Very well. There are sealed tombs around you. There are also inscriptions on the walls. There are also figures. So tombs, inscriptions, and these figures on the walls. There is also a chamber further in.
there any important names on the crypts, the tombs?
You can go in and do a perception test at -10. Any of you can look for this.
-10. I'll take that. I'll take that gamble. Damn. No,
Perception.
no important.
Perception
Awesome.
-10.
Let's see here. No, it's close though.
Two one.
Mhm.
Read.
Well done. Success with 2 additional.
Nice.
You illuminate the text and you read them one by one. Slowly but surely it begins to dawn on you. These are the names of Saint Valerius's first disciples. One by one you read their names on the crypts.
And with that, she'll actually tap Nova in the shoulder, point her stab light at it, not actually saying the names out loud.
One of the crypts has been opened, and you see it looks like it has been, something has happened. There's like a cracked side of it, and then there's a sign that someone broke into it. The others are sealed. The inscriptions read that they were buried along with their secrets.
Nova will approach the open one with her sword.
It is completely empty.
Like, no body, no nothing.
Nothing. The other ones are sealed.
It seems this tomb had been desecrated.
What did it belong to?
A disciple of the third of Saint Valerius.
Does it have a name?
I'm sure he did, but let's not disturb his rest.
His rest is already disturbed. His body is gone. His
We
tomb is
did not
desecrated.
disturb it,
Yes, someone
so
did.
therefore he does not have vengeance against us.
But we will exact vengeance on who did it.
As your light shines through the room and dances around, throwing shadows everywhere, you notice stairs leading further down. There is also a strange figure on the wall. Many figures, in fact, some of them carved from stone. They're very unusual.
Go down deeper.
Okay. You will continue further down.
Morgan's going to see whether or not any of these things look heretical in any way. Like they've been defaced.
Okay. You go from figure to figure and inspect them, sort of softly touching them, inspecting them. You can do a Forbidden Lore Xenos test at -10.
Success with 1.
God damn, yes.
You can identify a carved figure that looks like a Necron seen in pre-imperial fresco. You look around it. There's a small ceremonial shrine right behind it. There's a placard that says the name of one of the servants, disciples of Saint Valerius. In the little shrine, you just softly open it. There is a ceremonial bolt pistol, beautifully engraved. It was hidden behind this figure. It seemed to have belonged to this disciple.
She will take the bolt pistol.
The shrine, the little box creaks as you close it.
What you got there? Which?
Turning around to see Nova, she'll flash her stab light in her face and say, a bolt pistol. However, that is not the most important thing, and then flash the light onto the fresco. Does it look familiar?
I can't say personally, no.
It is
But looks-
pre-imperial, kind of coded. You wouldn't recognize it unless you knew what you were looking for. You would have to be familiar with the Xenos.
Seems like some sort of Xenos, I don't know.
Just looks machine-like.
Could be a stylistic choice.
Do you know what this Xeno could be?
And with a change in her demeanor in which you can only sort of say a smugness. So it looks like a pre-imperial fresco of a Necron. What it is doing in this world, I don't know.
Necrons. I've heard the name, but don't have any personal experience with them.
I'm of equal knowledge.
Well, perhaps if
Talk
you
to-
stop playing with swords and read a book occasionally, you would know. They are not a pleasant species. Some say they've been around for, well, since the beginning of time, basically. Let's just say that they are very not pleasant, and if they happen to be in this planet is in dire straits.
They're that powerful.
How so? Yeah.
Incredibly.
Let's hope they remain dead. I presume this is the creatures the Ascent slayed.
Well, if this is what they did push down, then they technically don't die.
Wonderful.
Let's just hope they're not awake. Well,
Very
in no sufficient
concerned.
numbers anyway.
Let us go down. It seems someone's been creeping through these tombs. I'd very much like to meet them.
May regret that.
Who's to say it was these Necrons that did it?
Well, as I said before, after you.
Of course.
Anyone, roll a 1d100 random event die.
Who wants
Oh,
to do the honors?
No.
First
no.
result counts.
I'm the new, the newbie. Let's make the newbie do it.
Yeah, newbie do it. Blesses.
With the
or
with the
curses.
rolls I've had today, no chance.
Here we go.
Fair, you've had some pretty cheap rolls.
78.
Thank you.
78.
And Necron warrior spawns.
Exactly. No. You, the darkness and to the next chamber. Seems to be some kind of burial vault. You see multiple sarcophagi lining the walls. A low mist clings to the floor. As you step, your foot kind of pushes the mist forward. It's a curious effect. Some of the vaults are sealed. Some are broken open. One has collapsed inward, revealing a tunnel below. There's a floor even further down below this. You look around and there is a lot of dust in the air and this strange cloud. Who is not wearing a rebreather?
I am not.
Like I said, do I have one? I can't remember. But
I'm pretty sure I am, but give me 2 seconds.
Wait a minute.
Check
I do
your-
have a rebreather.
Check your inventory.
I've got a respirator.
That's good.
I do not.
I have found one in my pocket.
Go ahead and do a toughness test if you don't have a rebreather.
Me.
You get 2 fatigue.
Oof.
You're choking on the air. It's very difficult to breathe.
Damn dust.
I dare not wonder what the fog, what smells are in this fog. I pity you.
You hear a small ticking sound in the corner of the room.
You'll turn to this ticking.
You turn to it. You see something moving in the corner.
Well, she can see. She has a dark sight tree. But well, she can see that dark.
Seems to be a small drone-like creature
What?
that is crawling around on the ground.
Morgan's gonna say, "What's that noise?"
I see a
And
I see a metallic insect.
describe.
Loud?
Oh yeah, she's talking to Morgan.
Who will
Okay,
take in
as you begin speaking, the creature you hear this little sound as it moves towards you.
And she will shoot it with her auto pistol.
Okay.
Draws that. She'll do a quick half aim. And, well, is it? I presume. Is it short range? Yeah.
Short range. Yep.
Semi-auto. There.
You suddenly just hear this violent, thunderous sound. Yellow light.
Well, it's a silenced pistol, auto pistol.
It still makes noise. You will see a bright flash several times. Like you're in a nightmare movie. Suddenly, everything. Next to you, you will see Nova leaning back, holding an auto pistol with both hands. First round, you get as much time as you want. Then we move on shorter time.
Do it roll.
Get my shotgun out and try and figure out what we're shooting at. Presumably shoot it.
Oh, I'd say I hit. Oh wait, I need to roll damage.
And after the explosion of the gun going off,
Not
as
cyber.
your ears are still slightly ringing, you'll still be able to hear Morgan say, "You stupid bitch."
So 12. Oh damn. Out of a 10.
Roll initiative.
Where's my?
With that, you will begin hearing someone running down the stairs next to you.
I can't select my token, so I can't roll a quick.
Me neither.
So I can't
Go ahead
roll
and just pull your tokens out to the map.
Okay.
Yep.
First round, take as much time as you want. Second round, everybody gets 20 seconds, and then you must be done with your turn. Roll on other people's turn. Don't roll on your turn. When your turn comes up, spend it describing your actions in vivid details, and you'll get an inspiration point. Do it again. Pull your token out again.
No, wait, you talking about me? Okay.
So did this guy run down behind us? Sorry, did you say?
Indeed he did. Absolutely. Very shifty, stealthy character. And you can do a surprise round. Nova.
Okay, so I get another turn basically. She'll one-handed pistol shoot that, of course, and she'll, with her other sword, she'll make 2 attacks. I went on the wrong page, and there we are.
After you, it is Morgan.
No way.
So 12, right? You get a Righteous Fury. Noah.
Yeah, but that was the first game. She pulled out a pistol and shot it.
You get a Righteous Fury.
Yeah. Sure, she'll just lay in all. How much does a semi-auto do on her?
You roll for damage, right? We see the damage. Morgan, go.
Okay, so...
Oh no.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say, I thought that was the opening thing to the shot at the start of the fight. That damage.
It is indeed, and then we start normal turn actions.
Okay. Yeah, okay, she's gonna charge with a pistol. Sword.
Did you do the sniper or the auto pistol?
It was the old pistol, I misclicked on the sniper rifle.
Got it. So you've done that, and then it's Morgan.
Okay.
Okay, what did that not? Sorry, give me 2 seconds.
Remember to roll your rolls before your turn comes up.
Yeah, sorry, it's just coming up a bit weird, so I'm gonna inspiration that. Sorry, fate point that.
Oh, because you deleted my thing, that's why.
Your bolt rounds, or your auto pistol rounds, hit the thing once. And as it hits, you see this little spark. It is armored. Tiny little explosion. Morrigan, you use Smite, focusing your energy. Again, you're not going to get any inspiration points if you don't describe your actions. A strange psychic effect comes out of your hand. The energy flows through the room, illuminating the ground. Strikes the metallic creature.
Sorry, what he called, I was actually looking at the wrong thing. That's why I actually did it again. I was completely confused and didn't describe it.
Go ahead and roll for damage, Morgan. Click the damage button.
Yeah.
Damage.
13 damage.
Beautiful. You hit it and you hear this electrical noise. It begins crawling straight towards you, Nova, and will zap you. See this electrical charge coming out of it.
I will dodge, of course.
Yes. You get a -20 to your dodge.
-20, oh, Jesus. Might re-roll that because Necrontic hits fucking hard. Where is it?
It's almost invisible in the smoke, but it can see you quite well. It hits you and you hear this horrible shrieking sound, and you take 12 energy damage.
Jesus fucking Christ. I am a -3 already.
To your left leg. -3, and then do a toughness test.
Toughness, where is it? There we go.
A solid blow to the leg sends currents of agony coursing through the target. The target suffers 1 level of fatigue. You are now at 3 fatigue and is knocked prone. Reduce her movement by half for 4 rounds.
Okay.
You are unconscious for 6 rounds.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Not unconscious, but incapacitated. Stunned.
Yeah.
All of you will see Nova. What does it
Scream in
look like?
pain.
Yeah.
Scream in pain as the electric current flows through her body, and she just crumples up like she's just been fucking tased or something, and collapses to the ground.
And then the energy of this machine seems to have worn off. You will see these electrical currents just flowing out of it, scorching across the ground. It seems to have been some kind of trap mechanism. But there is a person in the room with you. You turn around, Morgan. You feel a... This is someone you have felt before. He looks intimidating. He has a menacing gaze. As he looks at you, he walks with determined steps towards you. Is purposely intimidating. Do a fair one test.
Jaded.
And there it is. Jaded. What about the rest of you?
Oh, here we go. It said courage test? Or willpower, yeah.
-10 willpower.
Okay. Not looking good.
Roll a d100.
Ooh, buddy.
Always call out whatever. Pull it out.
90.
Panic grips the character. She must flee from the source of her fear, if able, as fast as she can. As he can, if prevented from doing so, can only take half actions at a -20 penalty. Once away from the danger, you must snap out of it. You become terrified of this. You. He is wearing crimson robes in an Eldar rune mask. It is strange and illuminated. This is an assassin who has been sent after you. He looks at you if he recognizes you, looking you dead in the eye with a... Morgan, you turn around and look at him. Nova is frozen in fear. He has illuminated eyes. Something walks through the darkness. His eyes begin to light up. Morgan.
Okay.
He will run at you.
Try to dodge.
Quick steps. He pulls out a dagger. Then it becomes a long blade. It glows with a strange purple hue. He runs at you and attempts to strike your left arm.
I dodge with 1 additional.
You dodge it and step aside. You were lucky in the darkness. He just misses his sword just flies right past your face. You need to snap out of it.
All right. What's the roll for that?
That is a willpower test.
All right.
Hit it.
Breaking my yeah. For a brief moment, I'm brought back into the Navy, the Imperial ships, close quarters combat. I'm getting ready for the drill. Then I turn around and see this hulking man, and the farm boy comes back to me, and I bolt. But after a second, I take a breather, get back to my training, turn back around, get ready to do this.
Awesome. You get an inspiration point. This is your second round, your first round, go.
Okay. Just going to semi-auto into the man.
Describe no one cares what describe
Yeah.
visually what is happening.
After getting myself together, this is close quarters combat. I've trained for this. This is what I'm for. I reposition my my combat shotgun, and I start going to blast at the guy. Is the range semi-auto +10, and then I let 3 shots. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, I let 3 shots fly at him. Just ka-tunk, ka-tunk, ka-tunk.
Awesome.
Damage. Okay.
He attempts to dodge, fails his dodge. You hit him.
Slam into him with those combat shotgun shots
Bam, bam, bam.
Sick.
with a reaffirmed steely gaze.
Always call out the damage.
Yeah, 7, no pen, 11, no pen, 13, no pen.
Excellent. Severely wounded, you blast him 3 times. You see his, like a machine, his arms flail back at the first hit. And then another time at the second hit, a huge gashing wound opens up in his leg where you hit him. And then a third one, you see a part of his leg armor just fall off. Just gets torn straight off. Nova, you're unfortunately stunned. You're stunned. Morgan, go.
So, as Morgan steps aside, what he called her coat billowing behind her, she hears 3 shots go bang, bang, bang. As she hits the wall, she calls forth the powers of the warp, hands crackling with energy. She almost goes a bit too far, but is able to rein it in at the last moment and hits him in the chest with what he called an electrical bolt, which is dark on the inside with a light blue on the outside, and does 7 damage, pen 4.
Beautiful. As you hit him, the strike goes. He falls to the chest. And then another one who looks like him appears behind him.
Okay, and with that, she's gonna back up to give herself a wee bit more space.
Toby.
All right. Toby, 3 rounds into him. The other dude shows up behind him. Train for this, tight corridors. Let another 3 shots go, but go wide. Oh. Hit the rocks behind. You same impact and same loudness, but not less effect.
Got it. Morgan.
Okay, so Morgan is gonna, as she's drawn on the powers of the warp, she's gonna say to the guy, do you want to end up like him, or do you want to tell us why you're here? Sorry, my computer's full.
You have 15 seconds. Your time is almost up.
The computer's froze. Go ahead.
He will look at you, Toby.
Mm-hmm.
And with a 2 pistols in his hands, he's going to up. They look Xeno in nature, and he's going to aim at you. He's shooting at you.
All right. I'll quickly try to dodge out of the way if he's shooting at me, and
You have minus 30 to your dodge.
okay. With the tight corridors, it's kind of hard to zip and
No,
zap
he has
around.
inescapable attack.
Ooh, I stand corrected. Okay. All right. That would hit me, right? Or
What did I say? You have minus 40?
minus 40, minus what?
No, you dodged the first one.
Oh, okay.
So this is a burst, so you dodge the first attack. Unfortunately, there are several hits.
Mm-hmm.
So the second one is going to hit you for a total of 10 energy, penetration 3
Okay.
to the
Where's
right
that hit?
right leg.
Right leg. Okay. Nasty blow. Really sears my leg, but I'm still up.
You take right, and then he's going to fire with this other pistol. You can dodge. I think there's another dodge. Yeah, I think so.
If I get another dodge, that would be nice. Are there any negatives?
I will let you know. Yes, minus 40.
All right. With a seared leg and tight corridors, it's mainly just rubbing
Sorry,
up against
minus
walls.
30 this time. Minus 30.
So he's going to try in a desperate attempt and barely get past that whatever first hit, if there is any more.
Excellent. You dodge the first attack. Again, another one hits you. Another 12 energy, 3 penetration to the left leg.
Okay. Gets me in the leg and completely I fold over. First hit a knee, then just face flat on the ground. I'm not. Well, no, never mind. I'm hurt though. I really am hurt. Put me under.
You always need to say the exact number that you're at.
Of course. Let's see. Sorry for what's the damage again? 13.
No,
something?
it's your first time, man. It's totally okay.
What's the damage again? 13, pen, whatever.
Pen 2.
And
I think.
All right. So numbers. I'm at -2 right now. Or
Okay. Negative to the leg. Energy damage. -2. The attack flash fries the target's leg, cooking chunks of flesh into char. The target must pass a challenging toughness test.
right. Try and lock it in a little bit here. And
Morgan, go. You take 1
Okay.
level of fatigue.
Seeing another one of her colleagues almost go down, Morgan throws her hands up, opens her mind to the warp, and calling upon every level of control that she has, digging into her fear, her panic, her not wanting to die, holds out one hand, and from it comes this concentrated beam of light. It strikes, it basically strikes the assassin, In the strikes the assassin 5. What's that? Sorry.
A fail to dodge. A 5 would be the head.
Strikes him in the head for a grand total of 26 damage, pen 10.
What did you use?
Molten fucking beam.
Oh my god. You fry his head clean off. In one
Vaporized.
burst.
With that, what he called, just as his head slowly, well, rather quickly disintegrates, Morgan will fall down to one knee, grabbing her head and hearing chattering voices which seem to fill the room. She desperately fights against falling unconscious before standing up, her face covered in sweat. And that's the end of my turn.
Wanders off in a corner of the room. You're left standing there. It is eerily quiet again.
Kobe's gonna limp on his flash-fried leg just after the horrific burns. It's making it hard to even hobble a little bit. He's gonna make it over to no, still he's a medic at heart, so he's gonna make it over to Nova and see if there's anything he can do. Brings out his tools, tries to figure if he can help her out anyway.
She's just like stunned, like she's been like tased, so her muscles all cramped and like she's like convulsing slightly.
I do the good old test first. I give her a good like little tap on the slap on the face a little bit, not like a hard, but like a good back of the hand, like tap tap tap. Any reaction at all?
I'm not too sure. He says I'm stunned for what? That would be like 4 more rounds now. However long's around.
5 seconds.
So yeah, she'll be like just convulsing for like 20 seconds.
Ooh, yeah. People ain't supposed to do that.
She's just, her muscles are tensed and she's just like, you know, like she looks like she's had some, you know, she's just been flash fried by something.
Can I like medikit her, like, you know, trying to get her any wounds back or something?
I can do that, yeah.
I'm
I'm not familiar with medication, so.
Let's see here.
Just describe what your character is doing, or say what your character says.
First, I'm gonna.
I will tell you if you need to roll anything.
Of course. I want to see first why she was, you know, doing all this, you know, shaking and whatnot. I bring out the diagnoster, try and see if I can get a good idea of like where exactly she's hurt and why she's shaking like this.
I mean, you probably would have saw her being zapped by the floating book.
Well, I know, but you know, I don't know if it's like a specific part of the body that's like this is roughed up. You need to heal this.
Her leg was hit. Right, but her leg, I think it was her left leg, I believe.
Let's see
So she
here.
has a big scorch mark where that was.
You can hear
That's fine.
dripping from below. There's also the sound of chains coming from above.
Like the elevator.
Could be.
Using my amazing deductive skills, I can detect. Yeah, it's the leg. She got burned pretty bad.
While they're doing it, Morgan's going to check the bodies.
Let's see, and
The
then-
bodies have unusual weaponry. Do a Xeno test, Forbidden Lord Xenos. The person has a crimson robe, an Eldar rune mask, and inspecting him, he looks like he's
Success with 4.
affected by the taint of Xenos. You pull his robe aside, and you see an Eldar Cyclas pistol. This is Eldari weaponry. There's also an Eldar warp blade.
Xenos tech.
He is also carrying an Eldar rune mask. You don't just get these things. This is a targeted assassination attempt. Quickly identify that this is one of the assassins of the council. One of the councilor's personal assassins.
While he's doing that, I'm gonna bring out my med kit, get some gauze and a little bit of ointment or something on that leg of Nova's, trying to get that fixed up a little bit.
She's going to take off his robe and gather the Xenos artifacts in it, being very careful not to actually touch them with any exposed part of her body.
They're glowing with a strange purple glow. You put them in a pouch.
Toby, is she fixed up? Can she walk?
We'll see.
What about
I've done
yourself?
the best I can. I mean, myself, I'm a bit fried up. So I've seen better, definitely. I can try to work on myself a little bit, but as I say that, after I get Nova's leg all gauzed up and whatnot, I too will take like a sit down, try and get something on my leg, of course.
As you look around in the room and get more familiar, as a light dances around these old crypts and the dust, cobblestone walls and these arched pillars, part of the roof is collapsed. So you get more familiar with the room. All of you can do a -10 awareness test.
Got -8 degrees.
Success with 3 additional.
Yeah, success with 2 additional.
Both of you, Nova, you will both look through the broken vaults one by one, and at the same time you reach the middle vault. There's blood splatter up alongside it, going into the vault.
What?
The vault is locked, and as you slide it open, there is a blade inside.
Kind of blade.
It looks like a hand has been cut off, and this severed skeletal hand is grasping the sword. It looks very strange.
Toby,
You can
please-
take a Forbidden Lore Xenos test.
Toby, please heal my leg so I can have a closer look at that thing.
I can put more gauze or whatever I can on it.
Success with 3 additional.
I think you have to roll Medicaid.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, here we go. Let's see.
An old Necron shard blade is in the crypt. Someone's hand has been severed over this blade. It looks like a regular shard. This counts as a ghost blade with psychic backlash.
Oh, shit.
That seems bad. As I,
As she's explaining this to the other ones, she's explaining this to the other two. She says, "So I'm sure shit not touching that thing."
I'm just working on like that looks horrific as I look back to the horrific leg that I'm working on. It's 7 degrees of success on the medicated. I don't know, heal that or something.
It gets eerily quiet.
How you doing, Toby? You almost ready to go?
Yeah, I'm holding up. Just let me. I guess I'll work on my own leg real quick. A second. I
Oh,
get
gee.
down and yeah, I'm pretty burnt myself. Let me just do this and that as I get my med kit out. Supplies are a little bit lower now because the work I did on Nova, but I can still fix myself up with a little bit of this and that with 11 degrees of success.
Okay. My God, you're a fucking god at healing.
I do the Medicaid, the superior
Whoa.
American, and
That's
the med
crazy.
kit is very nice.
Oh yeah, here's a tour again. That makes sense.
So that would probably bring me up to like.
So while they're doing this, and Morgan's waiting for one of them to lift the sword, she's got to get onto her, what do you call it, Vox apparatus and send a concentrated data burst back to our home base in the hopes it'll actually penetrate the crypts with what we've found.
Probably a picked recording. Or some kind of notes.
Basically a verbal report.
Mm, I see.
I think we need some acolytes probably down here to search. Too bad you can't keep one of those assassins alive. We knew sort of integrate them.
Frankly, like them better when they're dead. The first dude, I don't really like that mask all too much. That another one of them Xenos things.
Yep. I can't touch it. So I would request that one of you to
I'll
lift
touch it.
Try not to touch the blade.
Yes, I will try not to touch the pointy end that can kill me.
While the door to the stairs has been sealed, there's a collapsed hole that you can try to climb through to get further down.
How deep is this hole?
1 floor.
Okay.
You can see the ground, you can see the floor on the next level.
Does anyone have any rope?
Fortunately, no.
Well, it means we won't be coming back this way. If we jump down. Or do we want to call for reinforcements at this point?
Well, it's only 1 floor. I'm sure we could climb back up. Or maybe make a pyramid.
Something like that.
Alright.
I know our legs are gonna give us a little bit of a
Let's jump down then.
yeah. Just be careful on that. I don't want to be fixing it again.
Do an athletics test.
Athletics.
-10.
Could I argue acrobatics?
Only athletics.
Damn. Actually, I might have something that might help me with this. Yes, I did. I did get that, didn't I? I have a grab shoot. So she's gonna jump down with her grab shoot. I presume I don't have to make a roll with that. Basically a parachute.
And aiming for Nova, Morgan's going to take a flying leap off the top.
You still need to do an operate aeronautica.
Is that operate? Oh yeah, I keep forgetting that they operate off aeronautica. Better chance of that. Oh damn! Just I'm gonna.
Well,
Yeah, no, I won't re-roll it. I'll save that luck.
it's a plus 20 operate aeronautica.
Okay, plus 20.
Morgan rolls to failure.
So that would be
Flies into the wall.
That would be what, a success of 1 degree. I think.
Alright. So you will... These thrusters will come on and you slowly glide down into the room.
Kobe's gonna not as boldly as Morgan and not as complicatedly as Nova. Just kind of try to shimmy down, lose his grip a little bit, but still land on his feet at the bottom there.
As Morgan's lying face down in the dirt, you'll hear a "Oh."
Perhaps if you didn't study those
Really
books, you might be able to land.
You take 7 impact damage to your leg, not reduced by armor. Morgan.
The true proper killer of any campaign.
Indeed.
Fall damage.
Yes. 7 reduced by toughness only.
Oh, that's not too bad.
You fall into a dark chamber as you stand up and look around. Light begins to illuminate this cramped, winding catacomb. It is snaking across several hundred meters. Some paths lead nowhere, others have caved in. You're surrounded by stacks of skulls, rib-lined halls, and partially sealed tunnels. There's also a strange glow on some of the walls. Some kind of residue.
Is this some sort of...
Morgan's going to inspect it. He's going to walk over without touching anything. Just sit, look at it, see if there's any glyphs or...
Do a willpower test. In fact, all of you can do it.
He's not going to bother looking at them. It's the...
Unless you can't see it for some reason.
Okay, yeah, that movie, okay.
You need to do a willpower.
Willpower.
And it is a flat willpower.
Yep, that's about right.
Ooh, I
use
just
an inspiration. Oh, my dice rolls are terrible. And again, another failure.
Just out of it.
If you failed, when you land in this chamber and look around, you begin to see strange hallucinations the rest of the day. Whatever fears you have, whatever you know about Xenos, you will begin to hallucinate, and then it becomes more and more clear to you that you are hallucinating. So you're not tricked by them, but they're exhausting. Truly exhausting. You have -10 to all tests for the rest of the day.
Lovely.
Until you go back to the realm of sleep, you will be distracted by these hallucinations.
Please don't tell me I'm the only one seeing this.
Y'all seeing something?
You will suddenly see like a mechanical figure appear, like an alien on the wall, shifting, and then the walls are... You see some shadow in the corner of your eye. Every time you look over, there's nothing there.
Everything is dancing in the corner of my sight.
It's incredibly interesting, though.
You and I have very
Shadows
different.
I know the shadows can be playing tricks on y'all, but we're in a pretty scary basement. All things considered, I'd like y'all to keep your heads on straight.
Any of you can attempt an athletics test to move further in, away from these cliffs.
Yes, I'll do that.
Again, this place is gigantic. Hundreds and hundreds of meters.
Jesus Christ.
Right.
Oh, the hell.
Not the most athletic bunch to do
Hold
this
on.
freaking
Is
dungeon
an inspiration just a reroll?
crawl. Any of you can attempt to navigate surface -20 or logic -40 to try to take the lead and get you out of here.
I'll give it a
Oh,
shot.
You're walking on in circles and it is impossible to find the way out.
Toby Ospo with 2 additional degrees of success.
Ooh. You walk for a little while and then with your superior logic skills, Toby, you figure it out.
I got a hand going against the walls, kind of mentally calculating. Just, all right, if I was building a crypt, where would I put a door? And of course, I found the door. And,
As you rub your hands along the wall, you feel some rugged surface. All of you begin to see these strange carvings on the wall.
Is anyone else seeing that, or just me?
I'm seeing it too. Morgan, you made sense of that last thing on the wall. You want to give it a look, in?
With a shake of the head, she'll take a step forward and see if she can decipher what the carvings are.
You can do linguistics tests, -10.
And after about 5 minutes of sitting there looking at it, you'll turn around and say, "It's as I suspected. They're carvings."
Very insightful. Very insightful.
I have no idea what they say.
All of you can do this test, -10 linguistics.
Let's see. I'm going to spend about 10 minutes or so looking at the words, trying to make sense of them. And then I'm going to... What's the negative on this again? Or is there any negative to this?
Just roll.
Got nothing. Those are words. Maybe. Scribbles.
You finally find the stairs leading further down. Stone stairs.
Before we actually leave it, Morgan's going to take, what do you call it, a visual description of them and send another data burst.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
And then head towards the stairs.
Towards the stairs?
Yeah, I thought there were stairs heading down.
There are.
kind of take the. I know he's been kind of second in line for the most part, but he's gonna be heading in the front now, getting more of a grip. Kind of seeing this not as a crypt per se, but it's more just like a bulkhead almost. Start going back on that old training and making his way down with the gang.
As you walk further down the stairs, you find yourselves in an abandoned mining shaft. It goes way, way further down. As you look around, this place must be ancient. A part of some original quarry. A series of ledges drop down into pitch black darkness. Rusted chains hang over the abyss. You walk alongside these cliffs, careful not to fall out. One of the chains leads down into a main chamber. As you lean in, you can see machinery. Old machines.
Isn't that something? Either this church had some very egregious mining operations creeping into their holy crypt, or they got a little bit of secrets.
Well, we know the Adeptus Mechanicus were excavating.
Anyone who doesn't have a rebreather, take a toughness test.
We know that they were doing Sorry.
No, my bad.
It's just kind of, we know that they were doing excavations, so it's more than likely left over from there.
I see. Do we know what the Mechanicus was excavating? Just the same old that they typically do?
I think they were expanding the crypts for the ecclesiarchy.
Hmm.
Don't know why they stopped.
Think it has anything to do with those Necrons you were mentioning earlier?
Certainly hope not.
If you don't have a rebreather, do a toughness test.
Yeah. Minus 10. God damn.
You take one more fatigue. You are now at 4 fatigue, I believe.
Yeah, 4.
So, is that half your total?
Just below. I have 5, 10. My threshold's 10.
Your total's 10?
Yeah.
Okay. Things start to happen when you reach 5, but you're okay for now. You notice that in order to get down this ledge, you either need some kind of device, like a rope or some kind of floating device, or if not, then you can use one of the chains. Which will it be?
Well, this looks like it's the end of the road for me.
What you mean by that? Calling it here, or but you know, you scared of the integrity of those chains?
Time is passing in into hair and noise. Some kind of mechanical crunchy noise.
Which direction?
You're right.
There's
backing up.
As you look around and get more familiar with the place, you also notice an old, ancient winch elevator that needs to be hand cranked.
I think we need to come back here with more people.
I concur. I don't like that grumbling, and I also do not like that elevator. I don't feel it.
There's Xenos. There's clearly Xenos tech here and Zero influence. We
We also have 2 injured party members.
Yes.
So I think the best part of Valor is discretion.
I know none of us are going to be running a marathon anytime soon with our legs, so
You
let's
you
just
run back,
start.
Yes, we're gonna
Yeah.
go use the winch. No, yeah, right,
cut
winch.
it then. You run up the stairs. How do you make it up through the hole?
I thought we were using the hand crane winch.
It doesn't go up, only down.
Only down. Okay.
Obi's just gonna kind of squat down, get his hands in front of him, and just be like, "All right, who's going up first?"
In order to climb up this, you need to do a -20 athletics test.
Do I have that thing?
Can I help them by kind of like pushing them up with my hands or something like that?
Yeah, you can.
I'm
Can I
quite
park-
tall. Does that help?
Well,
Does it have to be athletics? Could I pack her up there with acrobatics?
no, unfortunately not.
Damn. I'll go first.
You just have to climb.
Plus 10 from who's it assisting? Makes it a straight roll because I have a -10 from the.
Assuming you're helping each other, let's make it a -10 athletics. You would all be sitting on each other's shoulders, pushing each other up.
All right.
That'll be -20 for me then. 'Cause I got the
You
scene
got-
shit.
Yep. -10.
4 additional 63. 2.
Toby, you make your way up there. You're very strong. You easily push top of the hole. You look at your 2 lady friends, and not to be sexist or anything, but it doesn't look good.
Success with 1 additional.
Yeah.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy. You managed to.
Like a little
Nice.
squirrel. Like a little squirrel, what he calls just sitting crawling along the ground.
You look down the hall. A sad look on Nova's face.
Does have an injured leg.
And as
Yeah,
Nova
yes.
looks up, once again she'll see the smug outline of
Don't make me remove that smug face of yours.
I kind of take off my flat coat or whatever. If I have a shirt or something like fabric, if I'm wearing it, I kind of take it off, kind of dangle it over the edge, and be like, maybe I can grab on this or something.
She'll try again. It's still at -20 because even with resistance, I get a -10. Hey,
Hey,
Nova,
shit, you. I was.
because of your failure, you take 3.
Okay, yeah, I am 7 fatigue then. Over half.
So you now take every test as if you had half your score.
I'm gonna.
seeing that
See.
she's actually really in trouble. Morrigan will take off her respirator and hand it to her.
Toby pauses in the mid of taking off his respirator and just kind of nods. Hands his respirator back into
A
place.
true gentleman.
Really, a ladies' man.
Yeah. He didn't read the cues for quite a while.
I was getting there.
You make without any issue. You're gonna reach the... And that's where we can end it. You get 300 XP. And make it up the elevator as well.
And can I have my respirator back?
He has some consoles around.
No, we're actually gonna end it there at the at the elevator before you go up.
All right.
300 XP.
Necron Warrior appears.
I heard Steel Tomb, Necrons, and then Binary, and then Shattering. I was like, you know what? I don't think this planet is long for this world.
Oh, thanks. I choose life.
What do you mean, guys? Let's just keep going down this not Tomb world.
Yeah, it's a fucking tomb world. No, it's kind of a tomb world. I think what was it back in October where they went to the dig site? Was it beginning of November or something when they went to the dig site or something? They found a fucking tomb world, with more tombs like this, Necron tombs. Shit.
Alright, Toby, good to have you in the group. And the game will be next week, same time.
All right. Happy to be here. Sorry for, I'm still getting my feet underneath me with trying to.
Yeah, it's.
You doing great.
He plays a bit different than the usual DMs.
That's true. That's true.
Also, don't worry about it. What do you call it? Within the first 5 minutes, doors locked. Shit, that was my entire plan for this session.
Oh yeah, with the relics and stuff.
Fuck. Okay, I've got nothing.
I think we'll be going back here next session where I'm better prepared.
Exactly, and probably with less, maybe to a degree, lesser injured legs. Really bad on the legs today. I'll be honest. Got shot. 2 people shot and burned in the legs. The other one just broke.
When we were
not broke,
ambushed
but
at the
sprained.
council, just before we entered the council room, we had an ambush, and a similar thing kind of happened to Nova, where she just got fucking, her legs got fucking obliterated, and she was prone.
Ooh.
She had to crawl to the fucking van that we use whilst shooting a sniper rifle. That's when the